Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Clair Obscur. Last time we left off, we beat a boss that I apparently beat a little bit too quickly and didn't see their last phase, which is unfortunately common for me in these games, because I believe I did that same thing a few times in Octopath, and definitely in some other games. I guess my addiction to the big DPS numbers is a bit of a problem sometimes. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. I mean, I'm sure the expedition's happy, because I'm sure they didn't want to see the other big crazy attack that would murder me. But, yeah. Hey.
You seem preoccupied.
It's nothing. Just nerves. It's been a long road to get here.
Extra long for you, I imagine.
You, on the other hand, seem quite relaxed.
Do I?
You're not nervous?
Of course I am. But we will do everything in our power. And either it will be enough, or it won't.
I would like to spend time with CL. CL's one of the few we haven't maxed out, right?
You're always so calm about everything.
Well, I guess it's not maxed out, because we still need to get the level 3 gradient attack. I just haven't got the level 2 for you, I don't think.
Is that a question?
An observation. Lune's intense and obsessed. Mael is nervous and eager, but you're calm.
Why is that strange? I guess Death and I, we've walked a long road together.
It is interesting seeing the charm vision that each individual character saw. Yes, that's true for me too.
I guess that's true for me too.
Death is a friend who will welcome me home.
Home?
Home?
Yes, home. With everyone I've ever loved.
You believe in an afterlife?
I don't know. If there is, then I'll see everyone after death, and if there isn't, I'll simply join them in death. I'll be with them either way.
It's an interesting philosophy. For someone so young.
True. I'm not quite as old as you. Why don't you share some of the wisdom you've accumulated over your very long life?
It is kind of crazy that these characters are pretty damn close to my age and are going through all of these things. Once again, a cool bit about this game, because it's not often you get to play as, like, people call it dirty 30s. You don't often get to play as a character in their dirty 30s in game. There might be one, but usually they're the older one in the group, and sometimes occasionally there's even characters that call them the old person because they're in their 30s. But it's interesting playing as a team of like 30 somethings. That's one of the things I like about like the Like a Dragon series, especially the turn-based ones, is yeah, it's the same thing. It's a bunch of like 20 and 30 somethings, some 40, some 50. we got a lot of ages. I am indeed very wise.
I am indeed very wise. I'm about 3 times your age, so I'm pretty much 3 times as wise.
Yes. You must have many pearls to offer.
Sadly, no pearls. All I can offer is another story.
I'm not really in the mood for stories tonight.
Oh. And here I had prepared something truly dark and heart-wrenching.
Save it for tomorrow. Let's do something else tonight.
What do you have in mind?
That depends. How adventurous are you feeling?
You mean like hunt Nevrons? What?
I'm waiting for you to connect the dots.
I was about to say, I'm like, is this going where I think this is going? Apparently the accumulated years of experience with Verso still leaves him oblivious.
Oh, you mean, adventure.
You've been alone too long on this continent. When was the last time you seduced someone?
That feels like it came up out of, I don't want to say out of nowhere, but I didn't get any particular inclination that was of interest to you before this, but maybe you're just looking at it more casually. You're like, hey, we're out here, we're hunting Nevrons every single day. You want to have some fun?
Not counting Monoko. I'll admit it's been a while.
So?
Do you even need to ask? Actually, I'm a bit sleepy. So, always the questions with these things that I have is this a locked-in romance? Is it, or can I romance multiple people? Because if I can't romance multiple people, I would possibly want to think about it a little bit. If I can romance everyone, I mean, of course, I'm going to. So, and by everyone, I mean, really the only two options are CL and Lune, so... I mean, I might be able to romance Monoko. It'd be cool if I could romance Monoko, but I'm not sure if it'll be an option. Can I romance the Curator? Can I bone the Curator? How many people can I bone? You know what? You asked. I'm open. I'm free. I'm a good Verso. Verso has the long pullable hair. Yeah, sure.
Do you even need to ask?
Bond between CL and Verso deepens. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I would say that's worth a relationship increase. Verso and CL spent some time together, away from the others. Verso and CL became a bit more than friends. CL feels inspired. Gradient attack unlocked. CL, Doom. Interesting. Because I was going to say, if I was going to have one way or the other, I would say my preference leans slightly more Lune. Although CL is really cool too. Quite frankly, I feel like given the scene that we saw earlier in the game, I feel like I would rather see them together more than with Verso. But, it's interesting because they came off as kind of like a casual thing. Like a casual kind of relationship hookup. But it says, oh, we're something more than friends. Based off of the context, it still felt like it was a friends with benefits thing. Like, I once again haven't felt too much of like a relationship thing between these two. It felt like kind of an abrupt thing, where it was just like, oh yeah, you wanna have some fun? Less than, hey, I have feelings for you, you know, let's be in a relationship but also have sex. It seemed like it was more just like a casual, hey, let's make out thing. Because I think you're hot, and it's lonely out here. So it's interesting that they're portraying it specifically as like a relationship thing, because I really don't feel like we've built up to that point, quite frankly. Hello.
I can't believe we're this close.
Yeah.
Now to find out if they allow the polycule. If they allow the disaster expedition to be the poly expedition.
Thank you. CL was right about you.
Although that wouldn't be the correct name for the expedition, because obviously my L is 16, so no, it's me, Lune, and CL, and Monoko, if Monoko wants to join in. Maybe Eskie? Maybe Eskie.
Oh. Actually, I should thank you. I wouldn't have got this far on my own.
Tomorrow comes.
Do you want to spend time with Lune? Yeah. Verso approaches Lune, who is working on the Expedition 33 journal. Yeah, I've seen that logo a lot.
Journal. You planning to die anytime soon?
Well, you never know what tomorrow brings. Not to you, but to us.
Do you always take such copious notes?
Since I was 4.
Really? 4?
That's what happens when you have obsessive researchers for parents.
Still, 4 is young.
Not anymore. Not when you only live to 32. Everyone in Lumiere starts their apprenticeship at 6. And I was apprenticed to my parents, so they started me early.
I guess that's nice. They get to spend more time with you.
I guess that's nice. They got to spend more time with you.
They needed a research assistant who never went home. The obvious solution? Birth your own.
Hmm.
Look at you, getting me to talk about myself.
Doesn't that feel nice?
Doesn't that feel nice? My parents were both artists. Widely respected, very prominent artists. So, there was a great deal of pressure to follow in their path.
You're an artist, then?
Not the kind they wanted me to be.
Meaning...
Music is my passion.
Huh.
Ah. So Renoir is a painter.
Mine too.
What do you play?
Guitar. You?
Yeah, this is the first time Luna's actually ever mentioned the music to Verso, right?
Piano, mostly. But a little guitar as well. You know how to summon an instrument from Pictos, right? Of course you do.
Maybe we could play together. Let's start a band!
Great. Let's start a band.
CL can be triangle.
Expedition 33, the band. I like that.
Yeah, what would Mael play? I feel like Mael would do a mean violin. You know? I don't know. The what do you call it with the violin? The wand? The wand on the violin. You know, it's basically a rapier, right? You could use that. It's the same thing, basically. Verso and Lune have found a common passion. Lune is intrigued by this facet of Verso, and Verso is excited to play music with a fellow music lover. Okay, so either the Lune relationship is later, or I have been locked out of the relationship path with Lune because I chose CL. Spend some time discussing their favorite songs and how they learnt music. Discussion is passionate and lasts for several hours. Neither notices the time passing. Yeah, I think Expedition 33, the band, is way better. And then also, we just have a polycule. we just have a polycule. Or CL just flirted with Verso to get her confidence up so that she could then flirt with Lune. You know. Fair enough, Queen. Fair enough. Hey, Mael.
Still thinking about what you saw.
I wish Gustav was here.
It is unfortunate for Mael, I feel, because being like 16 in an expedition where there's a bunch of adults around and you feel like they know more than you and have stuff together and you're like younger must be hard. It's really important to have like friends your age when, I mean, pretty much at any time in your life, but especially at this time, I feel, and especially when you're out here risking your life every single day. I feel like that's why Gustav was so important to Mael, because it wasn't that he was around the same age, but like he got her more, I suppose. Not to say CL and Lune and Verso don't, but you know, she could like kind of pal around with Gustav more. So it is such a bummer seeing Mael, you know, now that Gustav has passed, because it feels like Mael's never happy, which is a bummer. I mean, there's been a few times Verso has kind of served in Gustav's place, but obviously the relationship isn't there because it hasn't had as much time to build up. Yeah, I'll spend time with Mael. Verso notices Mael looking sad and approaches her carefully.
You okay?
Yeah,
What's wrong?
nothing. Just thinking about Gustav. And Lucien. And everyone. Every time I think I've managed to contain it, a wave comes out of nowhere and drags me away.
I know.
How do you do it? After all these years?
They say time heals all wounds.
Does it?
But I guess death heals all wounds too. Bad joke. Sorry. Death is not necessarily final.
This is interesting given the context of the previous conversation with CL.
What does that mean?
Gustav lives on in other ways, right? Through your memories, through his influence on your life and everyone else's, through the Lumina converter and his research.
Yeah, that's true, but that's not very comforting when I'm missing him.
Try talking to him. I'm serious. It helps. Or at least, it helps me. I imagine what they would say. How they would react to things. It helps me keep them alive in my mind.
That is an interesting way of looking at it.
I'll try that.
Mael is skeptical about Verso's advice. She's not in the mood to talk, but also does not wish to be alone. I feel you there. Verso understands. He sits with her in silence. No, sometimes that's the best thing you can do for a friend that's going through something, you know? Oftentimes people get the wrong idea that, you know, when someone wants to talk with, like, a good friend or something like that when they're going through something, that they always need to, like, give help or something, but sometimes just having someone that you feel comfortable around and feel safe with there, just to get your mind off of things, is fantastic. Mael appreciates the silence. Yay! They head back to the others. God, I mean, I feel like they never talk about this in, like, shows and movies and stuff, but since we had the fling with CL here, God, I mean, I know it's normal, you know, for people to have interest in each other and people have needs and stuff, but God, it must be so awkward when they just see, oh, CL and Verso walked off into the clearing, and then they were gone for a little bit, and then they came back and their hair was messed up. Like, it must be so awkward. I can't imagine. It must be so weird. But I know, it's normal, it's natural, you know, the blah blah, but I don't know. It must be weird. It must be weird, but you know. Alright, Monoko, now it's time for me and you to have our romance scene. I wanna lock lips with that mask.
You're finally here. We are. You ready? Yeah.
You wanna spend time? Yeah.
I'm bored. Let's play cards or throw some dice.
Nuh-uh. You always cheat.
No, I always win. Only the weak cry foul when their skills fail them.
The other Jestrels never want to play with you either. Are they all weak?
Poor losers. Fine. How about a duel? We haven't had a proper duel in ages. Yes, a duel will be even more fun. Get our blood flowing.
Alright, get ready to lose.
Alright. Get ready to lose.
We are actually fighting Monoko.
My turn.
I feel like Monoko's gonna win. Call me crazy. I'm kind of a glass cannon.
Not impressed.
Never mind.
You're outmatched.
Can't Berserk Slash. I'm just gonna Defiant Strike again.
This will hurt.
Ow. Ow. Okay, I'm alive. I'm alive, Monoko. Monoko, please don't hit me with something that's scary again. Maybe I should heal. I can't heal, I'm inverted. Verso is not the best character for this. Berserk Slash? This is not going to kill you. Okay, if I survive this attack. Okay, we're good?
I'll manage.
Ah, we're good. Sorry, Monoko. Good luck next time. Oh, God.
Bring it on.
Ow! I talk shit! You had a little bit extra HP. Damn it! I said Verso
Once
probably couldn't
again,
win.
I am victorious.
I'm sorry, Verso. You're built like a glass cannon. You know, you almost won.
Yeah, you walking hairball.
Verso, ever gracious in defeat. Rematch.
All right,
Alright.
I'll try it again.
Let's carve a path.
Yeah, the being inverted is a little bit rough here. That's the hard part. Eat it, nerd. Maybe I should just be doing more of that.
This will hurt.
Bang.
Oh well.
Nope, big dodges.
Carve a path.
I need energy. Alright. Hit you with a good old Berserk Slash. I should have broke you. There we go. I can break you now. There we are. No action for you. I'm no longer inverted.
Cut him down.
Will Berserk Slash kill here? Yes, yes it will. Alright, we're 1 for 1. That's pretty good, Minoko.
Aha! You, sir, have been defeated.
You got lucky.
What was it you said? Only the weak cry foul when their skills fail them.
Yeah, Minoko's a big grump.
You're right. Or I guess I'm right, since I said that. You have grown more formidable than I remembered. Your skills are strong. I respect your win.
And I respect your loss.
Now kiss!
You were right, old friend. That was fun. Come on, let's go get a drink. I'm parched.
Minoko and Verso are thrilled to have fought each other once more. It's their own special way of displaying affection for each other. Aww. I do like their relationship a lot. Obviously, I'm joking. Gradient attack, Sanctuary. They share a few drinks which Minoko can't drink because of his mask. Affects the others. Obviously their relationship, I think their relationship is obviously very, very firmly in the just really good friends department. Not everything needs to be a romance, but it is funny to think of smacking face with Minoko. I mean, I feel like Gestrals, like, the way they kind of reproduce, I don't even know if, like, like, sex is a thing for them, quite frankly. This is becoming a weird episode. You started at CL by abruptly coming on to me. Hello.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Did you know sorry was my first rock?
Really?
Francois was super jealous, but he got one from Clair instead.
Wait. Francois has his own set of rocks. Why does he keep stealing yours then?
Because we're buddies. Francois is so fun.
Oh, no follow-up with Eskie, huh? So that's it? Aside from going over here and, like, upgrading my weapons and stuff, I suppose. Hello. Well, and these things. I still need one more Shape of Life. Okay. Mael. Let's get Minoko up here. Verso as well. 82, 82, and then we'll get Mael to 80. And then 83 for Minoko. Yeah, there you go. Kind of leaving the other two behind, but... Upgrade weapons. So... 20% increased light damage. Perfection is now based on current health. Yeah, that's just... It's just too strong. It's really good. I'll upgrade your weapon. There you go. So, Mael, I have on Dunam. Yeah, this is just really strong. Barrier Breaker is obviously stronger, but that's just really strong. Mostly because the scaling on it seems way better. Like, this is like a concept in Souls-likes, I guess, but you see defense here, we only get plus 140. Defense here, we get plus 230. I'm thinking that means this is like a B or a B minus scaling. Like there's multiple tiers of scaling in like one specific letter. So this is like a B or a B minus. This is like a B plus. So it does scale better even though the letter grade is the same, I'm guessing. I suppose so. Rank up. Boom. Boom. We might end up just using Barrier Breaker a lot, though. But let's up this too. Yeah. And then I gotta save some for Minoko. Yeah. So let's upgrade you a little bit too. Okay. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. We rest now? Upgrade. Vitality. Boom. And then agility, 70. And then 1. There. Defense, yeah, you definitely need the agility more. And you... 2 agility, 1 luck. Enjoy. No skills I really want to learn. No, not really. Okay. This feels like heading to the Paintress is going to be... like another big story point like we had with Gustav before. Mael finds a spot where she can write. She spends some time writing in Gustav's journal to honor his memory. She writes about how they can now enter the monolith and they should finally understand everything. Mael immerses herself in Gustav's journal, poring over every detail. She will forever cherish his memory. The memories of Gustav inspired Mael. Oh! Gustav's homage. She hopes Gustav's apprentices will read this journal someday. Mael heads back. Go to sleep. What is that skill?
We've done it.
We're really going to face the Paintress.
And finally break this cycle.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. Everything's gonna go perfectly.
That being said, someone here has been hiding a terrible secret from us.
What are you talking about?
You thought we'd never find out, didn't you? Nobody ever wondered what Esquier was made of, did they? Well, Esquier and I had a chat.
Yeah, I was curious about that.
Sorry, Versal. She promised me sweet
What?
rocks.
Is that wine?
What?
I stored my personal stash inside it. All excellent vintages. I don't normally share, but I suppose tonight deserves an exception.
Mon ami. I told you to stop drinking alone.
God.
To your great generosity.
I don't know how you can like this.
It comes with age.
Do you
Eh.
have apple juice?
Yeah, get me and Mael some apple juice.
Yeah, I'll leave you to it.
I'm not a big wine fan. I've had like some. I think if I prefer white wine though. I don't like reds. But either way, I'm not a huge drinker. I'll drink a little bit, but not really that into it. Does Renoir know you're here? That's the first time I've ever noticed that it says Alicia in the song.
Embrace her. Yet you're condemning her to die.
You brought him here.
I'm not here to fight. But my son, do you know what it means to disappear into nothingness? Have you thought through the consequences? Not just for you, or even me, but for them. Their memories, their dreams, their love for each other. Who really is the one painting death, and who paints life instead? We exist and we will exist for as long as she wants. You want to spoil what we've been given. Sometimes we paint the bars of our own prison. Your despair blinds you. You think you're ready to pay the price. But are you willing to let them pay the price for you? May everything be decided before their very eyes, between the bars of their prison, in the shadow of the monolith. In the shadow of the monolith.
Okay, I mean, I was guessing that maybe the part of the thing that Renoir is dealing with is like, yeah, the idea that we can keep on living, we basically just have to keep...
Wow. I drank too much last night.
I can't remember a thing.
You clean me out, mes amis.
You bunch of drunks.
I was about to say, Mael having to deal with a bunch of drunks. just drunk off their ass. And then CL and Verso boned before the drinks even came out. Like I said, that romance did feel a little abrupt. I didn't really feel much build up towards it at all. It more felt like a... Which, like I said, that feels like the intention, more of like, hey, we may die tomorrow, do you want to have some fun before we die kind of thing. Like, more of a casual thing rather than an actual romance, which I feel like is what they were going for. Which does make sense. I am interested in what the Lune one possibly looked like. But... maybe I'll see, because maybe I'll watch a friend's playthrough, because I'm pretty sure he would have went Lune. So, but, God, what was I saying? Yeah, just the idea that, like, Renoir is basically doing all of this just to keep him and Alicia and also Verso alive, like, keep his family alive basically forever. And just being afraid of the afterlife, because there was also a lot of focus on afterlife in those conversations, and I think we're going to be delving into that a little bit and how the afterlife works here. But it wouldn't be the first time in a game I've experienced a game that's like, yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of the afterlife. In fact, the afterlife is a good thing, because living forever kinda sucks. And yeah, it would. Especially as Verso just walking around, doing stuff, meeting people, they die. I mean, like, vampire fiction delves on this a lot, where it's like, yeah, sure, you live forever, but you have to watch the people around you die constantly, and you get feelings for people and build relationships, and then it's just gone, and you have to start over again, and that sucks. That sucks a whole lot. But, alrighty. This definitely feels like our build-up before the big thing. I wouldn't be surprised if this is doing the thing that a lot of JRPGs do though, where it's baiting the end. But we lose, and then it's like, oh no, you need one final thing. One final Deus Ex Machina to win. And then it'll be like, now's your time to go get things done around the map. Because we still have a lot of map stuff to clean up. But it feels like a lot of that could be taken care of in like a... It kind of makes me think of like Final Fantasy VII's Disc 3. You know, where Sephiroth is waiting at the crater. but you can go clean everything up first. You can go fight all the weapons, all of that stuff. So I'm feeling like we're gonna walk over here. We're probably going to lose, or we're going to beat the Paintress, but then find out that there's like a bigger bad, and then we're going to get the objective to go defeat them, but it'll give me the opportunity to clean things up. So we might be approaching the end, or there may be way more left than I thought. It could be that, like, yeah, there is going to be an Act 3, but there's going to be way more to it than I think. I don't know at this point, but having, I also don't know what the max relationship rank is, so there's that as well, because we hit 5 with a few characters. But I'm feeling that, yeah, a big story event is about to happen, but CL and Verso having a relationship feels like an end-game thing, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. We will see, though. We got our band expedition now. I still think Mael should play the violin. Monoko feels like Monoko would be good on drums. Verso is obviously piano, Lune is guitar. CL vocalist? I said triangle earlier, didn't I? I feel like CL could do some good vocals. Or Mael could do vocals. Because we've heard Mael sing before with the Gustav journal writing. Alrighty, I'm just rambling at this point, so hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.